What you gonna do?
My sports show.
Oh, okay.
This is the L2C Media Network, and this is Sports Final, brought to you by WLNS CBS 6. Now, with the latest in headlines that make the details shine like a diamond, even though it is a slow sports day. Well, you won't believe who he's wearing, so here's the Max Man. Hey, how you doing? Yep. Hello again, everybody. Steve the Baxman Baxley with you. Or am I Rick of Rick and Morty? Hey, Rick. How you doing? Morty, what am I doing here? Anyway, good evening, everybody. Show my real face. Yep, it's going to be one of those shows, folks. Get ready for laughs. Get ready for something because, hey, who knows what's going to be coming up here as we dwell into the sports world. If I could see through this thing, and I can. Hi there. Let's get to... We're still on. Good. Okay, let's get to the sports. We got everything we need. Babu to it. All right, like we did last night, we're going to go straight to the headlines. And, wow. I do not believe what we're going to report on first, but let's get to it. This is sort of bizarre, but still, it must be reported, ladies and gents. Not since 2013. The Baseball Writers Association of America, last time this happened was in 2013. They didn't pick anybody. I'm going to take off the mask here. Or do you want me to keep it on, guys? Keep it on? Okay. Well, they did it again this time. There will be no players going to Cooperstown because no player appearing on at least 75% of this year's ballots. That's right. Today, the baseball writers revealed the 2021 Hall of Fame voting results. No one appeared on at least 75% of the ballots, meaning no one will earn induction through the traditional avenue. The 2021 class is empty. Entering the day, 3 individuals had received votes on more than 70% of the publicly available ballots: Curt Schilling, Roger Clemens, and Barry Bonds. But none of them hit the 75% voting threshold needed for induction. This is the 9th time that the BBWAA did not vote a player into the Hall of Fame. It also happened in 45, 50, 58, 60, 65, 71, 96, and 2013. Now, although no players were voted into Cooperstown in 2013, 8 players on that year's ballot were eventually voted in by the BBWAA. Now, Curt Schilling ended up with the highest vote total, 71.1%, on this year's ballot, and was just 16 votes shy of induction. This was the penultimate year on the ballot for Bonds, Clemens, and Schilling. All 3 are set to appear on the ballot for the 10th and final time next year. However, shortly after the results were announced on Tuesday night, Schilling wrote on Facebook that he wants to be removed from the 2022 ballot. If Schilling, Bonds, and Clemens are not voted in next year, their Hall of Fame fates will be passed on to the Eras Committees, which meet every few years to consider players not voted in by the BBWAA. The full results from this year's ballot, let's give them to you. Curt Schilling got 200 and... I'm going to take this off so I can read this. Hey, it was me all the time. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, let's get to it. Kurt Schilling earned 285 votes, or 71.1% of the vote. Barry Bonds was second, 248 votes, or 61.8%. Roger Clemens, 247, 61.6%. Scott Rowland, 212 votes, 52.9%. Omar Vizquel, 197 votes, 49.1%. Billy Wagner, 46.4%, or 186 votes. Todd Helton, 180 votes, 44.9%. Gary Sheffield, 163, or 40.6% of the votes. Andrew Jones, 136 votes, 33%. Jeff Kent, 130 votes, 32.4%. Manny Ramirez, 113 votes, 28.2%. Sammy Sosa, 68 votes, 17%. Andy Pettit, 55 votes, 13.7%. Mark Burrell, Burrell, 44 votes, 11%. Torrey Hunter, 38 votes, 9.5%. Bobby Abreu, 35 votes, 8.7%. Tim Hudson, 21 votes, 5.2%. And four things to know about the voting results, as we told you: Bonds, Clemens, and Schilling head into the last chance. Voters keep their ballots private, tend to be more conservative, and so it is a good rule of thumb to assume the public percentage will often, if not always, overstate the final results. Indeed, that's what happened with Bonds, Clemens, and Schilling. Bonds, who received votes on 73.5% of the public ballots, finished at 61.8% overall. That is a small increase over the 60.8% he recorded last year. Clemens, on the other hand, well, he was present on 72.8% of the public ballots, checked in at 61.6% overall. That is, again, just a slight boost over a 61% figure from 2020. And as for Schilling, he was running at 73.8% publicly. Private ballots reduced that figure to 71.1%, another marginal year-to-year increase over his 70%. Rowland, Helton, among the gainers. Vizquez took a big tumble. As CBS's Matt Snyder covered elsewhere, the biggest gainers this year were Scott Rowland, Todd Helton, Gary Sheffield, Billy Wagner, and Andrew Jones. Omar Vizquel, conversely, fell from 52.6% to 49.1%. Presumably, the since publicized domestic abuse allegations against him played a role. Now, one of the unfortunate parts of the balloting process is that individuals... I found them. This moment will... Now, one of the unfortunate parts of the balloting process is that individuals who fail to earn at least 5% of the vote are removed from consideration. Torrey Hunter, Bobby Abreu, and Tim Hudson were in the danger zone in between 5 and 10%, but were able to move on to another year of balloting. The same, unfortunately, cannot be written for Aramis Ramirez, LaTroy Hawkins, Barry Zito, AJ Burnett, Michael Cudyer, Dan Herron, Nick Swisher, and Shane Victorino. Though all had good careers, none will make it into Cooperstown. Now, there's still a ceremony in July. Despite the shutout, the Hall of Fame will still hold a ceremony on July 25th to honor the 2020 class that had its induction postponed by the COVID-19 pandemic. That means Derek Jeter, Larry Walker, Ted Simmons, and Marvin Miller will be honored in 5 months. Of course, you can see the Cooperstown Hall of Fame induction ceremonies on MLB Network and, of course, ESPN. Incredible when you think about it. Just incredible. I mean, it's incredible, but it's scary. There is a foregone conclusion known as making 75%, so here are the players to watch regarding their progress. Rowland, Helton, Jones, top three. Lesser extent, Wagner, Sheffield, Abreu, and yes, Vizquel, if it goes down from last year's 52.6%. There you go. That's the memo. Ha ha ha. Okay, so there's your baseball headline. Of course, we got more headlines for you. We'll get to those in a moment. Some NFL news. The 49ers, as we enter the offseason for those not playing football this season because, well, we're nearing the Super Bowl, and that'll be Tampa and Kansas City. Well, San Francisco is solidifying its backfield heading into the offseason. The San Francisco 49ers announced on Tuesday that they have re-signed running back Jeff Wilson Jr. to a one-year deal. Now, Wilson was set to enter restricted free agency this offseason, but this contract will keep him in the Bay Area and strongly in the fold heading into 2021. Financial terms not disclosed by the team. 25-year-old Wilson Jr. spent his entire three-year career in the NFL with the Niners after they signed him as an undrafted free agent out of North Texas in 2018. Over that stretch, Wilson has blossomed into a strong option for San Francisco out of the backfield and could look to expand his role even further heading into next season. Across the board, 2020 saw Wilson achieve career best, which makes sense after seeing 31 more touches than his first 2 years combined. In 12 games played, Wilson logged 733 yards from scrimmage on 5.3 yards per touch and 10 total touchdowns. Now, what's particularly promising for Wilson's prospects going forward is, there we go, the back's production when given the starting role. In his 3 starts this season, Wilson has 371 yards rushing on 6.2 yards per carry and 4 touchdowns. He's also caught 6 passes for 41 yards and 2 more scores over those starts. Now, while it's unlikely he'll maintain that otherworldly production if given even more opportunities in 2021, there's plenty of promise, especially with fellow running backs Tevin Coleman and Jerick McKinnon, both set to be unrestricted free agents. Stay tuned. It's going to be a fun off season if you're a football fan. Take it from somebody who knows. Okay, more NFL news. Tom Brady Sr., the daddy of Tom Brady, weighs in on the Belichick situation. And if you're ready for this, he had a lot to say. Tom Brady took calculated risk when he decided to leave the New England Patriots last offseason, and he took his talents down to Tampa. By separating himself from Bill Belichick, his head coach of 2 decades and co-mastermind of the greatest dynasty that the sport has ever seen, Brady opened himself up to potentially dent his legacy if things didn't pan out well during this next chapter with the Buccaneers, especially if the status quo remained in Foxborough. However, the opposite has happened. Brady has completely shifted the culture with the Buccaneers and has them heading to the Super Bowl. That's number 55, after winning 3 road playoff games, including matchups against Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers. For the 10th time in his career, Brady is heading to the big game. Meanwhile, Belichick and the Pats are well into their offseason after a 7-9 campaign, which was the worst mark the franchise has seen since 2000, the year before Brady became the starter. In the aftermath of Sunday's win in Lambeau Field to secure Tampa Bay the NFC title, Brady did get a congratulatory message from Patriots owner Robert Kraft. Speaking to Boston Herald's Karen Grugian on Monday, Tom Brady Sr. noted that gesture shows the link between the Kraft family and Brady still remain a special bond. Of course, there is one noticeable omission from those remarks. It's Bill Belichick. While seeing Brady play for any other club than New York was a bit jarring over the course of the season, this divorce wasn't too much of a shock to Brady Sr., who, well, famously predicted a few years back at the end of his son's tenure with the Patriots wouldn't mirror storybooks. While logical minds would tell you that the Patriots needed both Brady and Belichick to have the type of success they did over those 20 years, there we go, thank you. This run to Super Bowl 55 by Brady certainly isn't the best look for Belichick in this tug of war of who deserves the most credit for New England's success from a job security standpoint. Belichick absolutely is not on the hot seat yet, as Brady Sr. may have suggested. That being said, there's no doubt that Tom is winning the divorce so far, which again doesn't do Belichick and his legacy any favors. And no, they don't. Let's keep it on going. Okay, we go from football to Major League Baseball. The hot stove rumor mill is in full force. Let's give you the latest on all that is going on. How about this? As we recap, well, Tuesday was one of the busiest days for Major League Baseball's offseason. The Hall of Fame voting results were announced. Catcher JT Realmuto inked a new record-breaking contract with the Philadelphia Phillies. Marcus Semien joined up with the Blue Jays, who just added George Springer last week. Let's keep going with the Hot Stove League and everything we know. Other signings. Here's one with a name that's going to be weird, but I will try. Andrelton Simmons has played in the Eastern Division, and he's played in a Western Division. This coming season, he'll play in the Central. He joined the Minnesota Twins on a one-year deal worth $10.5 million, reported by Jeff Pazin of ESPN. Simmons entered the offseason ranked by our friends at CBS Sports as the 9th best free agent available, and the reason is simple. Batting average last year, .297. He had 19 runs, no homers, 10 RBIs with very little sauce, and 2 stolen bases. This addition will push incumbent shortstop Jorge Polanco to second base. Youngster Luis Aredes, meanwhile, will be used in a utility capacity. The San Francisco Giants are nearing an agreement with veteran infielder Tommy La Stella, according to NBC Sports Bay Area reporter Alex Pavlovic. Estella, who turned 32 in a few days' time, entered the winter ranked by CBS Sports as the 31st best free agent available. Of course, his batting average for last year was smooth .281 with 31 runs, 5 homers, 25 ribs, and 1 stolen base. Didn't do too bad. Estella is expected to see action on both second and third base as it stands. The Giants are projected to start Donovan Solano and Evan Longoria at those positions. Still having a little more capable depth is never a bad idea. No, it isn't. It is not a bad idea. And there's your Hot Stove League update right there. And let's go now to college basketball. We forgot to give you the top 25, did we not? Yes, we did. So we're going to rescue all that for you and give you the top 25 as soon as we give you this little report. The Red River rivalry never fails to disappoint. Number 24, Oklahoma, upsetting number 5, Texas, 80-79. It's just the latest dramatic chapter in the storied series. The Sooners led throughout the entire second half, but the Longhorns on their home court with just 8 scholarship players and without Coach Shaka Smart didn't make it easy. They staged a furious second-half comeback and came within 1 point twice in the final minute, but couldn't quite muster a chance to dig out of the deficit. For Texas, who is 11-3, 5-2 in conference, or 11-3 overall, 5-2 in conference. There you go. It was an array of fouls combined with missed opportunities late that ultimately did them in. 3 starters, Greg Brown, Royce Ham Jr., and Matt Coleman III, fouled out of the game, while 2 bench players, Kamaka Hepa and Donovan Williams, finished the game with 4 fouls. Oklahoma, 10-4 in overall, 6-3 in the Big 12, was in the double bonus for the final 12 minutes 41 seconds of the second half because of a barrage of fouls from Texas, who finished the game with 5 scholarship players. Wow. And an insult to injury, costly tip-in from Texas freshman Brown on OU's own goal early in the second half proved to be the margin between a win and a loss. Now, Oklahoma got brilliant effort from senior guard Austin Reeves, who scored 23 points, 11 coming in the second half. In the win, he salted the game away with 2 clutch free throws, but also went 2 for 6 from the 3, while adding the circus shot of the night that miraculously dropped right down into the net. For Oklahoma, it's a second win over a top 10 opponent in as many games as after beating number 9 Kansas over the weekend. It also extends its winning streak to 4 and quietly places the Sooners just 2 games off Baylor's Big 12 leading pace. Now, at this point, it feels like everyone in the league is playing for second, with Baylor crushing souls left and right. But Oklahoma being in the mix after being picked to finish 6th in the preseason is an accomplishment in itself for Lon Kruger and his staff. As for Texas, a loss without several key players coming off a 10-day layover by only 1 point isn't anything to fuss over. It could wind up being the first of several stumbles in a grueling upcoming stretch. Texas heads to Lexington, Kentucky on Saturday. Hi there. Let's stretch it out. To face the Wildcats in the Big 12 SEC Challenge before bouts against number 2 Baylor, followed by Oklahoma State over the next 10 days. Wowza. 10 days. That is going to be wild. Okay, before we get back to more of the lovely sports that we do so well here, it's time for us to do what we do best, and that is promote and plug. Or plug and promote. Either way, it got to be done. It got to be done. Ugh. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. So, let's give you a look at coming up tonight, if anything, on the wonderful thing we like to call the K Law channel. Do we have I thought I gave you an envelope. Of which I did. You picked it up. Well, if you want some more, there you go. There you go. Good catch. Okay, folks. Tonight, I don't think Nick's going to have a show tonight. I have no idea. But, well, we've got a little update about the impeachment hearings, or impeachment 2, and a few other things of note. But I don't think there's going to be a Lost Blaming Interwebs episode for tonight. Nick will probably be back online or on the air tomorrow night. But you can still see his action-packed, fun-thrilled excitement of Rare Whiskey Review, impeachment rant, and a little thing about Twitter from last night on the Rakita Law channel, if you are so inclined. Of course, you can watch Nick and the crew each day, well, actually each night. at midnight Eastern Time, 11 p.m. Central, with Lost Blaming the Interwebs. So join B1 or B2 if you wish. But we're going to check and see if Nick's going to have a little show tonight. I don't think so. So let's say if he does or doesn't, give it a listen, give it a view. He's good at what he does. And for us, that brings us over to our good friends with college basketball. That's right. And by the way, Rutgers and Michigan State is on for Thursday. This is going to be an exciting evening of fun. At least, well, we hope so. All right, it is time. You hear? Time to give you some hoops. We start off with the NC2A gentlefolk. That's right. Time for tonight's action in college basketball for the men. Then we'll take a look at the ladies, see how they did, and a few more little items of interest. And by the way, all the scores, including from the scoreboard, are sponsored in part by William Hill Sportsbook. Remember the Alamo. No. Remember the remember William Hill Sportsbook. Bet on yourself, and as always, bet responsibly. And if you have a little gambling problem, call 1-800-270-7177. That's 1-800-270-7177. Again, bet responsibly. Okay, let's give you some final scores. 24th ranked Oklahoma, an 80-79 winner over 5th ranked Texas. Number 9, Alabama, a 70-59 winner over Kentucky. Auburn over 12th ranked Missouri, 88-82. 18th ranked Tennessee over Mississippi State, 56-53. Dayton over 22nd ranked St. Louis, 76-71. Trombones. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's go to the ladies. Let's see if their dance card is going to get filled up soon as we bring you the NCAA women's basketball. And, of course, get all that. How you doing, Amy? You want to say hi to the people? Okay. Let's go for some basketball scores from the ladies. Yeehaw. Shuck them chickens. Number 1 ranked Louisville, 79-76 winner over Miami. 9th ranked Baylor, an 82-49 winner over TCU. Postponements, 3rd ranked UConn and Providence, and 12th ranked Michigan and Michigan State also fell to the grasp of the COVID. So there you go, from A to Z, the women and the men of basketball roll the hoop in college. Let's take you now to the pros. Very light schedule for our the professionals. Very light schedule. Boom. Thank you. And the best part of it, they're all final scores. Let's go to the hoop, shall we? The Atlanta Hawks over Los Angeles Clippers, 108-99. Houston Rockets over the Washington Wizards, 107 88. Utah Jazz over New York Knicks 108-94. And there you go. On this, the year that we remember the loss of one of the best. Kobe Bryant and his daughter, Gia, passed along with 7 others, in a horrific helicopter accident. This is the anniversary of his passing, his and his daughter's passing, and the basketball world still is grieving and still is crying their 1,000 tears to a man that not only changed the sport but made it better. All right, we are done with the pros and done with college. Let's go now to the NHL, their scoreboard. So let's do this. Not so light a scourge or a day for hockey. We got somewhat of a full plate on the hands, so let's get to it. Everything is a final, as we say. Philadelphia Flyers over New Jersey Devils 5-3. Van Riemsdyk for Philly, 2 goals. Provorov, 1 goal and assist for Philly. And Giroux for Philly, 2 assists. In a shootout, the Florida Panthers beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 4-3. Hornqvist for Florida, 1 goal. Barkov for Florida, 1 goal. And Atkinson for Columbus, 1 goal. Buffalo Sabres turned in a nice, masterful performance over the New York Rangers, 3-2. Ristolian for Buffalo, 1 assist. Cousins for Buffalo, 1 goal. And Raider for Buffalo, 1 goal. Washington Capitals over the New York Islanders, 3-2. Shots for Washington, 1 goal, 1 assist. Vanacek for Washington, 32 saves. And Carlson for Washington, 1 goal and 1 assist. Final in overtime, Boston Bruins over the Pittsburgh Penguins, 3-2. Smith for Boston, 1 goal. Marchand for Boston, 1 goal and an assist. And Rask for Boston, 28 saves. And we continue on because it was a nice schedule for hockey. Los Angeles Kings over the Minnesota Wild, 2-1. Peterson for LA, 32 saves. Eriksson Ek for Minnesota, 1 goal. And Grundstrom for LA, 1 goal. Final in overtime, Nashville Predators over the Linda Steel Chicago Blackhawks, 3-2. Josie was a pussycat for Nashville, 1 goal. Granlund for Nashville, 1 goal, 1 assist. And Trinan for Nashville also got a goal. Winnipeg Jets over the Edmonton Oilers, 6-4. Ehlers for Winnipeg, 1 goal, 3 assists. Kopp for Winnipeg, 2 goals, 2 assists. Lowry for Winnipeg, 2 assists, 1 goal. Final in overtime, and once again, what is going wrong with the Red Wings? They had a 1-0 lead and lost it over the Dallas Stars. Final score in overtime, 2-1. Dickinson for Dallas, 1 goal. Klingberg for Dallas, 1 goal. And Namestnikov for Detroit, 1 goal. Anaheim, not so mighty Ducks. Well, they proved to be mighty over the Arizona Coyotes, 1-0. Gibson, 31 saves for Anaheim. Quimper for Arizona, 23 saves. And Heinen for Anaheim, 1 goal. Colorado Avalanche over the San Jose Sharks, 7-3. We've no word on the 3 stars. Maybe, hopefully, tomorrow we will. St. Louis Blues defeated the Vegas Golden Knights in a shootout, 5-4. No 3-star selection word. Maple Leafs over the Calgary Flames, 4-3. Gaudreau for Calgary, 2 goals. Mariner for Toronto, goal and assist. And Lindholm for Calgary. No word on his inclusion or what he had to be included in the 3 stars. Game that was postponed, the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Carolina Hurricane. There you go. Well, Let's see. Oops. Okay, let's see if there was some good old excitement. That's right. We got college men's ice hockey scores for you, and then we'll saddle on to the remaining headlines and give you some media bites and a few other things as well. Yes. And no games in the NCAA men's hockey game today. Wow, that is weird. That is weird, wild, and amazingly wild. Okay, let me just yawn here. All right. It's 11 minutes past the hour of midnight, and we go from one extreme to the other. It's time to check on football from across the pond and around the world, otherwise known as soccer. So give us a few moments, and we will give you your scores. Just like that. It's amazing, isn't it? Just like that. Okay, in the Premier League, West Ham United over Crystal Palace 3-2. Leeds United over Newcastle United 2-1. Arsenal 3-1 winner over Southampton, and Manchester City blanked West Bromwich Albion 5-0. In the FA Cup fourth round, it was Bournemouth over Crawley Town 2-1. In Championship football, Bristol City over Huddersfield Town 2-1. Millwall and Watford ended up in a 0-0 tie. League One action, it was Accrington Stanley 2, Hull City 0. Gillingham 4, Crewe Alexandra 1. Burton Albion and Shrewsbury Town were postponed. Doncaster Rovers over Wimbledon 2-0. Carlton Athletic over Milton Keynes Dons 1-0. Peterborough United and the Bristol Rovers tied at 0. Lincoln City over Portsmouth 1-0. Oxford United over Rochdale 4-3. Plymouth Argyle over Swindon Town 2-0. Blackpool blanked Wigan Athletic 5-0. Fleetwood Town and Northampton Town were towns apart, but they got together and they goose egged. Sunderland and Ipswich Town 1-0 Sunderland. League Two action. Exeter City lost to Morecambe, and it was not that wise. 2-0. Waterlogged pitch canceled or postponed the Barrow and Grimsby Towns match. Cheltenham Town defeated Oldham Athletic 2-0. Mansfield Town and the Bolton Wanderers. Their match was postponed due to a frozen pitch. Newport County and Carlisle United's match was postponed due to a waterlogged pitch. Salford City and Cambridge United was postponed due to another frozen pitch. Scunthorpe United over Port Vale 2-0. Bradford City over Southend United 3-1. Stevenge and Colchester United tied at 0. Tranmere Rovers over Harrogate Town 3-2. In the National League, not baseball, but football, Kingsland Town and Stockport County's game were postponed. Torquay United and Sutton United tied at 0, as did Wrexham and Halifax Town. They also went to the Goose Eggs. Weymouth over Aldershot Town 2-0. Altrincham over Whalestone 2-0. Borehamwood and Chesterfield tied at 0. Bromley and Woking tied at 2. Dover Athletic over Barnet 3-1. Eastleigh over Dagenham and Redbridge 3-0. In National League North action, they were postponed, as was games in the National League South. Scottish Championship, Dundee and Ayr United, their match was postponed due to a frozen pitch. Heart of Midlothian defeated the Wraith Rovers 4-1. In Irish Premiership action, it was Cliftonville 4, Linville 3. Duggan Swifts and Glenavon, they were postponed due to probably COVID situations. Glentoran over Carrick Rangers 2-0. Coleraine over Larne 2-1. Portadown and Crusaders tied at 2. Warren Point Town and Ballymena United were postponed due to other reasons, like COVID. Spanish Copa del Rey action. Levante over Real Valladolid 2-4. Or excuse me, 4-2. Villarreal 1-0 winner over Girona. Real Betis a 3-1 winner over Real Sociedad. The Italian Coppa Italy. Inter Milan a 2-1 winner over AC Milan. The Australian A-League Melbourne victory over Perth Glory 2-1. In the Australian Bundesliga, it was Austria Vienna a 4-0 winner over FC AWW or AWM, excuse. SK Sturm Graz 2-1 winner over TSV Prolektal Hartberg. Belgium soccer action. Royal Antwerp over UPenn 2-0. Michelin a 3-2 winner over Waasland Beveren. Anderlecht over Royal Excel Mouscron in a 1-1 tie. Anyone wanted a Brazil? We got it for you. Atletico Mineiro a 2-0 winner over Santos. Palmeiras 1-1 tie with Vasco da Gama. On Dutch football, it was Wall and Hercules Almelo. They ended in a stalemate known as 2-2. Eindhoven over M&M 2-0. Groningen over Den Haag 3-0. In the Greek Super League, Asteris Tripolis over OFI 1-0. Eris a 1-0 winner over Larissa. And finally, Portuguese Prima Liga, Sporting Braga over Gil Vicente 1-0. Sporting Lisbon over Boa Vista 2-0. There you go. Give you a little bit more of a plug. Please join Audrey Dahlgren, Nick Mantis, and Ian Kress for all latest sports news, weeknights at 6 and 11 on 6 News, weekends also at 6 and 11, unless Game sort of wipes out the 6 o'clock shows. And of course, online as well at WLNS.com. They know sports like nobody knows sports. Because for sports fans, 6 Sports is here for you. Here we go. We went poetic for that. And right now it's time for us to get a little sneaky peeky, see what stories are popping up for from our friends at Awful Announcing. Yeah, we got a few questions. But let's get to the wacky here. Let's go upwards, folks. And as you know, the new kid on the block, as well as hockey leagues are going, the NWHL sort of has gotten angry with Barstool Sports. Barstool Sports has had quite the history of interactions with leagues, from prolonged fights with the NFL through a rejected attempt to sponsor an NCAA bowl game to an actual partnership with NASCAR, and to CEO Eric Nardini sitting on the board of the WWE. The latest league to see some Barstool discussion is the National Women's Hockey League, which just kicked off its 2-week bubble tournament in Lake Placid, New York. Nardini had promoted the league on her social media accounts and had featured NWHL players on her podcast, and some players, notably New York Riveters captain Madison Packer, had backed calls for Barstool to get involved with the league. That took criticism from many who cited past Barstool behavior, including social media harassment and racist remarks. Nardini put out a video Monday night, To the Haters, which featured screenshots of tweets criticizing Barstool from many female reporters and NWHL staff. And as And as has happened many times before, that led to Barstool fans going after those individuals. But that also led to several NWHL players, including Soroya Tinker of the Riveters, pushing back against Nardini's video, and to the league itself putting out a crucial statement on Thursday. Or no, Tuesday, excuse. They said, quote, on behalf of the NWHL, would like to respond to the video posted last night by a media platform about the NWHL investment, fan engagement, and coverage. As commissioner, my top priority is protect, promote, and reinforce the values of the NWHL and its players. First and foremost, we must remain inclusive and empowering for women. The success of our movement hinges on respect, opportunity, and strong sense of connectedness across our players, team, staff, fans, partners, and avid supporters. Let's keep the focus on our athletes and build on the momentum created in the first few exciting days here in Lake Placid. There is no circumstance where it would be acceptable to call out many of the reporters, staff, members, and fans who have given so much to women's hockey, especially knowing that these people could be targeted or harassed on social media. In this world of social media, I'm concerned about the impact of the video and the aftermath of it on members of the NWHL family. And together, we will do everything we can to work through it with open communication and transparency. Like every professional sports league, the NWHL has a formal pre-application and review process for prospective owners, and this will continue to be strictly adhered to. We have received inquiries from several groups interested in purchasing clubs, but the NWHL will not sell a club to anyone who is not fully supportive of the league's values. Now, beyond that statement, Marissa Ingemi reported that NWHL figures have made it clear Barstool will not be welcome as a league owner. Now, it's unclear if there would have been any actual Barstool involvement here if Nardini had put out that video. Yes, there's been some talk about Barstool looking at the league, but as Jimmy notes there, that never progressed to a formal application. In any case, the video and the league's response does seem to make it clear that an application now would not be considered, but this did lead to harassment of the reporters and staffers whose tweets Nardini spotlighted. It also led to Nardini promoting the company's own Barstool sports sweatshirts with "Haters are your marketing team." Barstool's approach to external criticism often involves rallying fans to their cause and then selling merch. Oh, wow. So this fits right in, doesn't it? Anyway, that's about that from that. We got scoreboard, we got shouts, we'll condense. The Kraken of Seattle, the newest member of the NHL family of teams, have selected the television voice for the Kraken, John Forslund. And the Kraken also announced a broadcasting deal with Root Sports. Yahoo. Now, and Sports Illustrated reportedly is setting up a paywall for premium content in February. Oopsie. Don't you just love it? Oopsie. And that is it from our friends at Awful Announcing. There's your media bites for tonight. 24 minutes past the hour of midnight. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, time for us to say hi to my friends on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, Gab Social, Minds, Twitter. I think we named them all. Everybody on social media, hi, how are you? Excuse me. Okay, it is time, ladies and gentlemen. And we give it to you straight and to the point. It's time for the board. It's time for the scoreboard. And here we go. We've already done the soccer or football. Let's go now for the other sports that are making the headlines. Let's go to Europe for the Euro League basketball. Anadolu F's 86-72 winners of against Crvena Zvezda Mountains. Bayern over Kimiki, 95-93. Fenerbahce over Maccabi Tel Aviv, 82-75. Olympia Milano, a 90-79 winner over Olympiacos. Barcelona, 85-81 winner over Zenit Petersburg. In the Euro Cup top 16, after overtime, Livalos, 92-86 over Trento. Virtus Bologna, an 87-65 winner over Budkenost. And Juventud Badalona, 79-72 winner over Monaco. In Spain, it was Manresa over Murica, 103-93. Swedish hockey, no meatballs here. Maybe some IKEA products. Linkopings beat Barnes 5-3. HV71 over Djurgardens 5-4. Vecchio over Orbro 6-2. And let's go to Czech Republic Extra Liga. Litvinov, a 3-2 winner over Vikovic. Plzeň, a 2-0 winner over Karlovy Vary. And Trinik, a 3-2 winner over Kamka Brno. In Finland, Karpat defeated Hämeenlinna 3-1. Pelicans over Lukko 4-2. And Saipa over Asat 3-2. Let's check some out of this world baseball, shall we? 3 games only in baseball to talk about, gab about, and give you the scores about. So let's hear it, kids. Okay. In Venezuela, the LVBP playoffs, Anzoátegui defeated Lara 8-7. In Cuba, Series Nacional playoffs, Santiago de Cuba over Las Tunas 7-4. Industrialists over Granma 5-4. In the Mexico LMP playoffs, it was Hermosillo over Tomateros 1-0. And friends, that is going to be the I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. We are done for the evening. We are done for the evening. Hey, Mandy, what's shaking, lady? How are you? 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 Okay. Let me just do this final part here. Hey, Morty. I think we're done. Anyway. And can you imagine me wearing this at a singles bar? Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for us here on a Tuesday night. Now, don't forget, Wednesday night, we've got some great sports action, including, of course, wrestling action from AEW, 8 o'clock on TNT. We hope you'll tune in for that. Yeah, we hope you turn in for it. Anyway, okay, let's go this way. Hi there. Okay. That is going to wrap things up for us. We got about 6 minutes to wrap this up. Okay, 6 minutes. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day here at the Casa because tomorrow we are, well, besides getting the mail, about 3 o'clock, I got an eye appointment. My eyes are going to be checked and dilated. That's going to be fun. Of course, we got a lot of cleaning to do in here, outside this weekend. We got a roof to tarp and make safe. We got about 2 inches of snow. I don't know how your weather is where you are, folks, but here we missed the brunt of a snowstorm. We only got about 2 inches of snow. Some places got 5, 6 inches. There was a tornado in Alabama, if reports from our good friends over there at. Can we? Can you pump that up, guys? Or yeah, let's do this. Yeah. Yeah, they had a deadly tornado hitting Alabama town overnight, causing significant damage. 30 people injured. One sadly was killed in a tornado. Where was this for those of me that, or for those of us who have friends? Fultondale. It was in Fultondale Monday night. Killing a teenager, critically injuring several other people, leaving a path of destruction in its wake. And I hope everybody, including my relatives that live in Alabama, I hope you're all okay and that you all were protected. But man, this has sort of been a weird winter. I mean, we had your typical winter. Like I said, we got about 2 inches of snow here in the corporate headquarters, and down south there was tornadoes. And I've never known tornadoes to be in the winter time, but hope everybody is safe, and blessings to all. We got about 4 minutes left, and I am just tap dancing my way. You cannot see, but I am tap dancing through this. Tomorrow, as we said, we're going to have hockey, soccer. We're going to have all sorts of sports and stories that we've missed. We're going to give you some sports leftovers as well. So that's all coming up tomorrow. So what are we going to do right now? We're going to just say thank you all for tuning in. Please tune in tomorrow night when we'll answer the musical question, hello, Dolly? Until I swear I'm going to get a hold of a few writers and write some better jokes. For my announcer and erstwhile protectionist, Harry von Stuttgart, for everybody who's part of this little show that we do, I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley. This has been Sports Final. And for everybody here involved in Sports Final, thank you for watching. We're back tomorrow, same time, same little place. And the water will be on me. Yep, it's water. I drink water all day, and this stuff really does help. I mean, do about let's see, it's about 2 liters. Yeah, 2 liters. I down this all day, so we're nearing the end of this. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to definitely have fun on Wednesday. We hope you'll be here with us for it. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions for the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. We got, sometime tomorrow as well. I'll probably have to do it tomorrow night around 8-ish. We've got our next edition of Steve's Bites on Facebook Live. We're also going to do a little bit on YouTube. So there you go. And of course, we're back here on YouTube tomorrow night. We got about 40 seconds. So thank you all for watching, listening, caring. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your pets, tell your possums, tell your porcupines, even tell the bears. There's a sports show, A Little Difference. And by the way, hello to Peter Gilmore in Charlie's London. We cater to all, folks. What can we say? We cater to all. And if you don't believe me, wait a few weeks because we got Aussie rules. We got Australian football coming at you, as well as the rabbi will be here next week, the night of Saturday night. We have the Super Bowl predictions from our friend the rabbi. But until then, have a great night. I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Blessings. See you tomorrow. Adios.